Hi, my name is Sayif Saud. I'm the head coach at Octagon MMA in Dallas, Texas. I just want to talk a little bit about the IOC's decision to exit wrestling from the 2020 games. This is something that's kind of hit the wrestling community and the MMA community alike really, really hard. Wrestling is the best base, 100%, no doubt about it, for our sport. Our sport is full of accomplished wrestlers. If you're a part of this sport, wrestling is just something that you do every day. To see the pinnacle, the highest level attainable for these athletes to be taken away, something with so much historical relevance to the Olympic Games is really a tragedy. To just see all the people that are involved too. Our own coach was at the Olympic Training Center. My wrestling coach, Mike Van Arsdale, was the national champion and World Cup champion. And to work so closely with so many great athletes that have benefited so much from wrestling, and to have benefited from it so much myself, it's just really a travesty. And I just think that the MMA community should do everything they can, along with the wrestling community, and make our voice be heard. Thanks.
My name is Matt Hobar, and I'm a fighter for Legacy Fighting Championships. My current pro record is 6-1, and my background is wrestling. I grew up as a wrestler. I started wrestling at the age of 4, and ever since then I wrestled up until high school and focused on that, most of my athletic career. And through that process, I learned so much through the sport of wrestling, just not only just like sportsmanship and being a good competitor, but also taught me a lot of characteristics within myself that I probably never would have understood had I not been a wrestler. Me personally, I was not trying to pursue the goal of wrestling when I got to college and eventually the Olympics, but every person that I wrestled with back in high school that wanted to wrestle in college wanted to pursue it at the Olympic level. And it's just a shame that the IOC came out and banned wrestling in 2020 Olympics, because everyone who goes to college for football, for basketball, for baseball, they're going for that higher level, major leagues. They're going to get paid, and now with wrestling, you stop at the college level. You have nothing for the competitors to obtain. There's no monetary gain for them. There's no competitive gain for them after college. So it's just a terrible tragedy that this great sport has to be eliminated from the lineup. Competing at the international level and competing in high school and college is just totally different. It's a completely different sport when you compete internationally, because the main style is freestyle or Greco-Roman, and what we wrestle in America is called collegiate style, which we wrestle in college and high school. So the rules and the points are a little different, and there's a lot more throws, I would say, and everyone on the international level is just they don't miss a beat. They're on for every training session. They're ready to go. They have their mind set. Their mind's not in any places. They're not thinking about their girlfriend. They're not thinking about their grades. They're not thinking about this. They're thinking about making it to the Olympics and getting that gold medal. And that's their dream. And it's probably been, a lot of those international guys have probably been training for the Olympics since they were 6 or 7 years old, so probably be a little bit heartbreaking to them. I competed in Russia a little bit myself, and those guys over there in Russia, they're really tough, they're really strong, and they don't look strong, but they got that farm boy strength, and they compete really well over there. And when you compete internationally, it brings a whole new level to it and a whole new aspect of the sport that you never experienced in college or in high school.
My name is David Bertolino. I started wrestling when I was 8 years old. I live here in Dallas now. wrestled at Iowa State University, and I wrestled 2 years on the international circuit, traveling all over the world, wrestling for the U.S. You know, so wrestling's been a big part of my life. Really, it's been what's driven me my whole life. You know, with this new announcement of them dropping the Olympics, dropping wrestling from the Olympics, it's just been a big shock to me. I choose not to believe it. You know, I think that without the Olympics, wrestling in the Olympic Games, I think it'll really kill the sport. I mean, I started my goal when I was 8 years old. I heard a story once and I was 8 years old at a Bobby Douglas wrestling camp, and it was Bobby Douglas talking about the Olympics, and that's when I started my dream and my quest for Olympic gold. You know, and I took that through my whole life. That goal, that far out goal that I was out there with the Olympics, and I took that with me my whole life, and it allowed me to, you know, get an education, travel all over the U.S., travel all over the world, experience so many things in life that I would never had the experience if I hadn't had wrestling. I owe everything I have to wrestling, and I don't believe I would have ever made it as far as I did without that far-reaching goal of the Olympics out there. You know, I didn't quite make my goal of making the Olympic team, you know, but I was this close, and that was the one motivating factor that drove me my whole life and my whole career, and it made me who I am today. So, you know, without that, I don't think I'd be who I am today, and I think it's really kids won't have that. I really, you know, I want to have kids one day, and I hope that, you know, they become wrestlers and they have that goal. You know, and I really believe that without wrestling in the Olympics, it's just going to kill the wrestling, the dream of making it to the Olympic Games, and it's going to kill the sport, I think, and the hope for future wrestlers. You know, and I really think the sport will start to dwindle off and die off. But really, I think the wrestling community is way too strong for anything like that to happen. So, you know, I hope that more and more people share and talk and tweet and continue to protest. And I know I've already been a part of a few things, but I hope that, you know, that wrestling pushes back, and that we make a big enough noise, you know, that we can make sure that this doesn't happen for 2020. There's a tweet or a message that I've seen. I think I want to end it with this. It's actually really cool. It says, "The international wrestling community, you have chosen the wrong sport. Wrestling will survive. When you decided to eliminate a sport, you should have chose one that wasn't driven by passion, focus, dedication, sacrifice, desire, truth, mental toughness, suffrage, discipline, hope, commitment, determination, honor. Wrestling is the art of war. The weak get weeded out. Wrestlers are not weak. How many tweets, shares, likes, and posts will it take? Give us a number, and is it truly just about the money? We will accept the challenge. You will not crush our dreams. We will choose when it's time to leave our shoes on the mat." I read that today, and I thought it was really cool. So continue to share and tweet and talk about it, you know, and wrestling will prevail. Thank you.